With bread, I got gay questions, and I need gay answers.
I love you the best.
In here, I've developed a relationship with Tom from the day we came in.
And he's looked after me so many times in his house, and now I'm looking after him.
I slept in the exact same bed as him. I spent 24 hours a day with him for 48 days.
I love him the best. He's just sick, so...
Partners, how do y'all do it without getting jealous? Oh, non-monogamous homo life partners. How do y'all...
Day 47, it's a Friday, it's eviction day. Raph, Ellie, Tom, and Kieran are all kind of discussing who they think is going to go home. Everyone is just kind of being like really retrospective, being reminiscent about their time in the house so far and kind of stuff like that. You know, we're getting towards the end. Then we see Deborah and Hannah in the bathroom, and they're talking about Raph, and they're saying how, you know, he has really prepared himself before going into the house. He's like watched different YouTube channels and different YouTube videos on how to get into the Big Brother house and all this kind of stuff. And then Hannah makes a comment, and she says that, referring to Raph, she says that daddy's money can do anything. And I was like, oh my God, that was just what I was talking about in my last video, where I was talking about how Raph probably has money, like probably comes from money, his family probably has money, and that, you know, the prize money probably isn't like a big thing to him, probably isn't a huge deal to him because he's got boatloads of money already. Then we see Raph go into the diary room, and he's talking about, I forgot what he was talking about, but he was just being, his diary room persona is like so put on, you know what I mean? It's so like really like extra. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just really fake, and he like puts on this like uber American accent. I don't know. His diary room is just so, he's a different person in the diary room than what he is in the house. Anyway, so we get to the eviction. Emma gets on the, you know, speaker thing, and she's like, okay, Sam, it's time for you to leave. So he leaves, and then, you know, the real eviction happens. Chanel gets evicted. Once again, Raph is I'm questioning Raph's, you know, genuineness, because he's crying. Well, he's making a crying face, at least. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's real. I just don't know. Like, of course, I think he does like Chanel, and I think they are good friends and all this stuff. But I think maybe he felt that he had to cry at that moment, so he was like doing the face and, you know, waiting for the tears to come out or something. So yeah, Chanel gets evicted, then Ellie gets evicted, but we already saw that in the days before. Then Emma gets back on the speakers, and she tells everyone that 2 more people will be leaving in a backdoor secret eviction twist thing. We, the audience, know that this is a fake eviction. What's really going to happen is that, you know, 2 people are just going to move into the attic. And, you know, they're all stressing out. They're like, oh shit, we're going to get, someone else is getting evicted. So many people just left. Like, what else is next? So then they do face-to-face, I guess. They're not really nominations, face-to-face evictions, really. They all go around and say who they want to evict. Andrew can't be picked because he has a pass to the final, but he can nominate. He can pick someone else, but you can't pick Andrew, which is like so dumb. Why is Andrew there? I don't know. Anyway, so Hannah goes first. She says that she wants Kieran to be evicted because he's a fence sitter. Isabel goes next, and she says she wants Tom to go. Charlotte goes next. She chooses Hannah. Tom goes after that. He chooses Hannah. Deborah chooses Tom, and her reason was that, you know, she gets on with everyone else in the house more than him. So then Raph stands up, and he's like, this is the most horrible thing I've ever seen in all of Big Brother. Raph chooses Kieran to be evicted. His reasons are that he doesn't feel that Kieran appreciates being there. And then Kieran chooses Isabel, because that's what Kieran does. Every time there's like a task where someone needs to be like punished or evicted or, you know, something like that, he's always picking Isabel. I don't know why. Always fucking picking Isabel. So Kieran chooses Isabel to be evicted. Then Andrew stands up, and he's being so fucking extra, so overdramatic, so annoying. He's like, this is the most bizarre, fucked up thing I've ever had to do. Trying to fucking just copy what Raph was just saying. He's like, this is the most bizarre, fucked up thing ever. And then he's like, the person that I choose to evict is outstanding, incredible, one of the most beautiful people I've ever. They're like, Andrew, just fucking say the name of the person you want to evict. Damn, stop being so fucking extra. And it was Hannah. He chooses Hannah because of the fight they just got in the day before where he was like, you are a fake Christian or whatever he said to her. So Hannah and Tom get evicted. Hannah is really sad and Deborah's really sad. She's going over to Deborah and she's like, oh, Dad would be really proud of us. You know, Dad would be so proud of us and stuff like that. I guess their dad has passed away or something. So Hannah and Tom leave. They go upstairs into the diary room and they're like just waiting, I guess, to leave or something like that. Meanwhile, Kieran is mad. He's knocking shit over. He's kicking shit over. He's trying to fucking like break the door open or something, being very aggressive. Once again, very super aggressive. Let's see if he gets called aggressive. I fucking doubt it. So then Deborah is all alone in the toilet in Rose cottage. She's in the toilet crying. You know, her sister just got evicted. She's in there all alone now. Then Kieran comes in and he starts comforting Deborah. It was kind of sweet because no one else was. Meanwhile, everyone else is out in the smoking section and they're talking about how sad they are for Deborah and how they feel bad for nominating Hannah and all this stuff. And I'm like, if you really felt bad for Deborah, then you would be in the toilet trying to fucking console her rather than out here talking about how bad you feel for her. Like, you don't fucking feel bad for Deborah. You feel guilty. You feel guilty, but you don't feel bad for Deborah. So then we see Hannah and Tom. They're still in the diary room waiting to, I guess, go out the back door. And then Big Brother tells them that they are not actually evicted. Instead, they will be going into the attic to watch, their fellow housemates and watch their every move and spy and prod and shit stir a little bit. And Big Brother tells them that tomorrow they will pick 2 housemates to face the next eviction. So they go into the attic and they're watching everything. You know, they got their little headphones on and they're sitting in front of the TV watching the live feed. And they can see Andrew going into Thorn Cottage trying to talk to Deborah. Andrew's just being fake to Deborah. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And Charlotte comes in the bedroom and she starts doing the same thing to Deborah. I'm so sorry, don't hate me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to evict Hannah. Blah, 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 blah. Then Hannah and Tom start discussing what they should do to kind of fuck up the house. Hannah's like, oh my God, we should turn off the hot water. Let's turn off the hot water. Let's fucking make them eat only bread and like milk and eggs for a day or something. And she's like, that'll teach them to not waste food. So then Big Brother calls Hannah and Tom. They have like this phone up there that Big Brother can call them on. Big Brother calls them and tells them that, you know, they have the opportunity to watch 2 of the housemates, 2 of their diary rooms since leaving. Since Hannah and Tom fake left, they're going to like try to get some information out of 2 of the housemates. So they pick Charlotte and they pick Isabel. So in Isabel's diary room moment, we see, you know, she's kind of crying. She's a little bit sad. She's kind of talking about how she hopes that she's doing her family proud, and she hopes that like her family are gonna be proud that she like, you know, finished something, that she accomplished something so big, you know, something so big like Big Brother. And Hannah's like, she hasn't even mentioned me yet. Hannah, girl, shut up. It's not all about you. This is not the fucking Hannah Bagdula. What's her last name? Agbula? Hannah Agbula show. Like, shut up, girl. So then Hannah and Tom deliberate on who they want to be evicted the next day. Hannah says Charlotte. No, Hannah says... Does Hannah say Charlotte? I think Hannah says Charlotte. Tom says Isabel, or vice versa, or whatever. But that's not... They're going to make their final decision tomorrow, but spoiler alert, it's those 2. They choose those 2. Tom says he wants to nominate Isabel because she nominates him a lot. First of all, that's not a good enough fucking reason. You can't just be like, this person nominated me, so I'm gonna nominate them back. That's not a good enough fucking reason. I'm sorry. You have to have like some kind of personal reason to why you want to nominate them. Just not just because, oh, they nominated me, so I'm gonna nominate. That's stupid. Then we see Andrew, Raph, and Isabel in Thorn Cottage, and they're like making this like voodoo blow up sex doll version of Chanel since she just got evicted. It's like that mask that they wore when it was Chanel's birthday, and then they put one of Chanel's wigs or one of her extensions on it, and it just looks like this like weird like skinned version of Chanel or something. And Raph is like crying, he's all emotional about it, and he was actually crying this time. Like, it was really weird. It was like, why are you crying about that? So Deborah goes into the diary room and she's just talking about how much she misses her sister, and you know, she's saying that she feels empty without her and all this stuff. So day 48, Saturday, Tom and Hannah are still in the attic, are still in the attic, and they're talking about, why people nominated the people that they chose to nominate, basically. Then Hannah tells Tom that ever since the Void task, it has come across to her that Tom has been trying to get Hannah and Deborah out of the house. And Tom's like, well, who told you that? Like, who put that in your head? And she's like, Andrew. She's spilling all the tea on Andrew. She's like, Andrew fucking said this, he said that, and he was the one who said that you wanted us out. It was only Andrew, no one else, just Andrew. She's spilling all the tea on Andrew. So then we get to the task, back like in the main house part. The test. It's called The Test. It's a 2-day task. Big Brother tells them that the viewers are saying who needs to work on their game before the final, but it's really Tom and Hannah telling them. It's not the viewers. Tom and Hannah pick Kieran, Raph, and Isabel and Kieran to do a talent show because they feel that like they are the most boring housemates. Charlotte gets assigned to do a mime task or a mime act. Isabel gets assigned to do impressions of all the housemates. Kieran gets assigned to do a stand-up comedy act, and Raph gets assigned to teach a twerking tutorial to the housemates. So everybody, we see everybody practicing their talents. Isabel is trying to do her American impression of Raph, I think.
Cool. I'm so down for that.
And then Kieran is like telling his bad, corny jokes. Raph is trying to practice how to twerk with Deborah. Deborah's trying to teach him how to twerk. And we see Charlotte putting on white face makeup for her mime shit. So then we get to the actual performance. Isabel goes first. And she's doing this. I think she's doing a Raph impression because she's doing this American accent. But she sounds like, I don't know. I don't really know. She sounds like a New Yorker, like, I don't know. It was funny to me. I thought it was real funny. Just her like movements she was doing were funny. Then she starts doing Deborah, and she's like, "Big brother, big brother." Hannah gets mad. Hannah is not impressed. She's watching from the attic. She's like, "That's an Indian accent. That is not a Nigerian accent." So she presses the button and she boos Isabel, even though it was fucking funny. It was funny. Isabel gets a boo. Then Kieran goes next. He starts telling his fucking corny jokes. Hannah boos him like immediately. Then Charlotte goes after that, and she starts doing her mime act, her miming thing. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm a mime. I can't speak or whatever." I guess if you're into mime shit and you're into clowns and stuff, it was good, but like I'm not, so it was boring to me. I guess it was boring to Hannah too because they boo her. And then Raph, oh god, Raph's twerking tutorial is next. I don't even know what to say. Raph is like, he's like a cartoon. The way he was doing this was like, "Hey guys, do you want me to teach you how to twerk? Okay, just bend your back," and it's like, it was like watching Barney, like.
Welcome to Twerking 101 with Raph.
It was like if Barney was like trying to teach you how to twerk or something. It was like for children or something. It was so funny. Raph wins the talent show. Isabel's runner-up. Kieran is third place, and Charlotte comes last. Charlotte gets voted the most boring housemate. But I mean, we didn't need a competition to tell us that. We already knew that. So then we get to the second part of the test, and it's a lineup. It's a lineup the housemates and least to most, like blank, fill in the blank. Least to most, whatever. So the first category is the most self-obsessed. So Hannah and Tom are making their list of who is the most obsessed. Meanwhile, downstairs, they have to make their list, their order of who is the most self-obsessed. So Hannah says that Kieran is the most obsessed, and Tom says that Andrew is the most obsessed. So they agree what Hannah was saying because she's bossy. She's bossy as fuck. So Hannah and Tom's order was Kieran, Andrew, Isabel, Charlotte, Deborah, Raph, but the housemates lined up as Isabel, Kieran, Andrew, Charlotte, Raph, and Deborah. So they got it. So the next category is most genuine. Of course, Hannah wants to say that Deborah is the most genuine, and of course, Tom wants to say that Kieran is the most genuine. So they battle that out for a little bit, and I guess they decide on, I don't know what they decide on, but the housemates line up as Deborah first as most genuine, then Isabel, then Raph, then Kieran, then Charlotte, and Andrew as the least genuine. Andrew is the least fucking genuine. He deserves to be in the last spot. Nobody was even trying to like be like, oh, Andrew, no, you're not the least genuine. Like, you should move up a couple spaces. No, Andrew. They're all like, yeah, Andrew, that's where the fuck you need to be at the end. Because you are the least motherfucking genuine motherfucker up in this house. They get it right, and they get that question right. The most attractive housemate is the next category. Hannah said that Deborah is the most attractive housemate. Tom gets mad. He's like, oh my God, I can't even do this task with you. Like, let's give them something unexpected. Like, let's give Raph a confidence boost or whatever. So they say, Hannah and Tom put the order as Raph, Andrew, Charlotte, Isabel, and Deborah, then Kieran last, you know. And the housemates are like, oh my God, there's going to be girls, mostly girls watch this show, so let's put Kieran as the most attractive. So they put Kieran, Isabel, Deborah, Charlotte, Raph, and Andrew. Andrew is again in the last spot as least attractive. And it was interesting that they put Isabel first. The housemates put Isabel first because, like I said, you know, again, it just a few weeks ago they were all ragging on Isabel, talking about how she's so tan and she looks like an orange and all this shit, just dogging her out. But a few weeks later, because she's such a cool fucking person, they're all like, oh, actually Isabel is the most attractive housemate. It's really interesting, right? They get it wrong, but Big Brother tells them that no, actually Raph was the most attractive based on what Hannah and Tom, their little strategy. And then Kieran's like, see, look, I told you they're going to go off personality and not looks. That's why Raph got voted most attractive. And I was like, fuck you, Kieran. Like, you fucking asshole. That's not a compliment. That's not a fucking compliment. So then a few of the housemates are in Rose Cottage, you know, Deborah sleeps in Rose Cottage, and Andrew and Charlotte and whoever else sleeps in Rose Cottage. They're all like having a good time, laughing, giggling, having a gay old time. And then Hannah, she's watching from the attic, and she's like, ugh, it's like they forgot about us. It's like they don't even remember us. It's like, Hannah, just because they're fucking laughing and having a good time, like, fuck off. And then Tom says something that I can't believe I agreed with Tom for once in his life. And he was like, well, I'd rather see them like smiling and happy than rather see them down all the time. And I was like, yeah, me too, Tom. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I agree with you. So then now Hannah and Tom have to prepare questions for only three of the housemates. They choose Charlotte, Kieran, and Raph to ask these questions to, you know, via the diary room kind of thing. Their questions are to Kieran, what are your thoughts on Hannah nominating you yesterday? They also ask Kieran, will your bromance with Tom continue outside of the house? And he's like, yeah, of course, Tom is like my boyfriend. That's not what he says, but he's like, yeah, of course, Tom is a cool dude or whatever. They ask Raph, who is the least genuine? And Raph says Andrew. That's right. Raph doesn't fuck with Andrew. He says that he was so quick to press the button in the steal task. He was so quick to press the button. Simone warned me. Josie warned me. Yeah, Simone warned me. Josie warned me, and Chanel's boyfriend all fucking warned us that he was a shady ass bitch, and he took the money from Sam and evicted him without even batting an eye. That's why Raph thinks Andrew is the least genuine. They also asked Raph thoughts on Tom and Hannah leaving the house in such a brutal way. Raph said that he didn't enjoy it. He suggested to the other housemates that they like just not even take part in it. I think Raph low-key has a crush on Tom. We already seen that Raph said that Tom was the most attractive man in the house. The questions to Charlotte are, which housemates out of the ones evicted the day before do you wish were still there? And she says Ellie and Tom, but like mostly Ellie because she's a girl, and that wasn't surprising. They also asked Charlotte, why did you nominate Hannah when the same thing basically happened to you and your mom getting split up as a pair? Why did you nominate Hannah, to split her up from Deborah, her sister? Charlotte was like, well, I don't get on with Hannah that much, so that's why I nominated her, basically. True. I mean, fair. That's fair. It's honest. Like, can't be mad at that. So now it is time to decide. It's time for Hannah and Tom to decide which two housemates that they want to face the public vote the next day. Hannah chooses Charlotte. We already knew that. And Tom chooses Isabel. We already knew that. So it's like the end of the episode now. And Hannah and Tom have been in the attic for over 24 hours with no shower, no bath, nothing like that. Then Big Brother tried to pull a stunt. Big Brother tried to edit it. Big Brother tried to edit this part of them going into the house. Like, okay, guys, you guys got to be very quiet. They don't know that, you guys are actually still here. So be quiet when you're walking down the stairs and going to the bathroom and stuff. So they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna be Power Rangers. So they're like sneaking down the stairs, like creeping down. The editing was just so fucking. I was like, come on, y'all. Like, do you think we're dumb? They edited it to make it seem like someone from one of the bedrooms was gonna come out of the bedroom at any moment and see them walking and see Hannah or Tom walking into the bathroom to take a shower. And I was like, Big brother, we know those bedroom doors are locked. We know you are not going to risk Hannah and Tom being seen, being caught. You know what I'm saying? We know that would ruin the whole, like, task, the whole plot of the shit. We know you aren't going to just, like, let them... Come on. We know the bedroom doors are locked. We know nobody's about to open the door and be like, oh my God, Hannah and Tom, they're not actually like, we knew that shit was not going to happen. Come on, stop with the editing. They started playing, like, Jaws music to make it all suspenseful and shit. I was like, come on now. Come on now. Day 49, Sunday, we see Andrew in the shower. He's taking a shower, and Kieran and Raph are trying to throw cold water on him. Andrew was just being annoying as fuck, super loud, sounding like a fucking chainsaw. Just, he's so annoying. His voice is so annoying. Then Hannah and Tom are still in the attic. They have to choose one housemate to have the worst day possible and one housemate to have the best day possible. They choose Andrew to have the worst day possible, and they choose Deborah to have the best day possible. At first, they were going to pick Kieran, but somehow they ended up choosing Deborah. I think because Hannah was trying to argue that Kieran has already had, like, luxuries in the house. I can't remember what luxuries he's had, but he's already had luxuries in the house, and Deborah hasn't. So they give Deborah the best day ever, which includes a pampering session, her favorite meal, and just like all this stuff. Meanwhile, Andrew has to take a fish gut bath. He can only eat slop for the rest of the day, which we find out on box. It was actually porridge, just cold porridge. Deborah gets this like beautiful box of chocolates, this little card that I guess Hannah and Tom had kind of, I don't know if they wrote the card, I don't know, but she gets a card and it was like, you know, you're a great inspiration for your daughter. Every time I hear that, I'm going to think of Lowton now. I'm just going to think of Lowton for like ever. Every time I hear someone say, oh, you're a great inspiration for your son or daughter. So yeah, she gets that card and it's like, you're a great inspiration, you know, you're a great sister to your sister, you're doing fabulous in the house, you know, just beautiful words of encouragement. And Andrew gets a card and it's like, you are a terrible person, you suck, you're fake as fuck, and unkind regards, and I hope you have a terrible day. So then Andrew gets his first meal of the day, and it's this bowl of slop, oatmeal. It's a bowl of fucking oatmeal, okay? They zoomed in on it. It was a bowl, it had oats in it. It was a bowl of oatmeal or porridge or whatever you guys call it in the UK. I think it's porridge. And so he starts eating this porridge. And then he's like, it's cold, like, and he fucking throws up the porridge. I'm like, Andrew, you are so fucking extra. Just eat the porridge. Just eat the porridge. I can see if he was like, oh, I don't want to eat this. This is gross. It's cold. Okay, I get that. But it's edible food. Like, you're not gonna just throw it up. Like, he's so fucking dramatic. Oh my God. Get this man a fucking Oscar. Send him to Hollywood. Let him audition for movies and shit because he's an actor. He's a fucking over dramatic. He needs to be on stage, like acting out Shakespeare or something because he's fucking dramatic as fuck. Anyway, then we see Deborah. She's getting a nice bubble bath, you know, rose petals all in it. It's beautiful. Meanwhile, Andrew was out in the garden getting a fish gut bath, a stinky, smelly fish gut bath. He's freaking out, screaming and whining and yelling and shit, just like he does. He's slowly descending into the bath, not really wanting to get in there. But I mean, I don't blame him. That's fucking disgusting. It's like a hot summer day. You know that shit's been sitting out stinking all day. Ugh. Deborah's in the bathroom, you know, getting her bath on. Then they start playing. Mask off. Then Isabel and Charlotte run inside and they're all dancing and shit. Isabel's getting it. She's like, and then Kieran's like, oh, that's my song. And then we see Deborah get her nice meal, which is chicken wings, mac and cheese, and this decadent chocolate cake with chocolate frosting, which is like my fucking favorite. So mouth-watering. She's just eating it, having a good old fucking time. All the other housemates are like peeling potatoes, just looking at her like, ugh, fuck you. Like, we have to fucking make our own food from scratch. We have to peel these potatoes. Andrew's he's eating another bowl of slop. He didn't throw up this time. If I was Andrew, I would just be like, I'm not gonna eat this. I'll just wait until the task is over and I'll eat regular food. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, you can go a day without eating and be okay. Then Charlotte is like staring at Deborah eat her chicken wings. And she's like, here, Charlotte. So she gives Charlotte a piece of chicken. Deborah, I guess she's done eating. She's done with her cake or whatever. She's like, Kieran, do you want this cake? Do you want this cake, baby? So Kieran comes over and he starts eating Deborah's cake, but not like that. Not like that. You know, he's trying out the cake and he's like orgasming in his pants because the cake is just probably so good. They probably haven't had anything like that this whole 7-8 weeks that they've been in the house. Okay, so now it is time for Hannah and Tom to come back into the house. Big Brother has everyone, like all their other housemates, go into the lounge, go into the living area to watch Hannah and Tom in the diary room. And, you know, Big Brother tells them all the twists that actually they have not been evicted. They were in this attic the whole time. While they were there, they were spying on you guys, watching every move you make, every word you say. Also, they are going to be choosing 2 of you guys to evict. Ha ha ha, bitches. And Big Brother was like, okay, Hannah, say the name of the person you want to nominate for eviction this week. Hannah says Charlotte. She gives her reasons. And then Big Brother was like, okay, Tom, now say the person you want to nominate. He says Isabel, and he gives his reasons. So then they come back down into the house, right? They're all excited. Deborah's like, yay, my sister's back. And they're all, you know, hugging, jumping, kissing, blah, blah, blah. So then a little bit later, we see Andrew and Charlotte in Rose Cottage, and Andrew is bitching to Charlotte because he's like, I just did all that fucking shit. I just did that whole task. I just like went in fish guts and did all this stuff, ate slop, throw up. It was all for nothing. It was all a fake task. It didn't even mean anything. And Charlotte's like, yeah, whatever. Can you do my hair tomorrow for eviction? Thanks. So then Big Brother tells them that Thorn Cottage is closing down. Y'all got to get the fuck out of Thorn Cottage. So Raph, Isabel, and Hannah, because now that she's back, they all have to leave Thorn Cottage and go upstairs to Rose Cottage. I know Rose Cottage is not, I know it's not actually upstairs. It's all on the same fucking level. I know, but you know, Raph is not happy. Raph doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave his bed. But I'm like, Raph, they got to start preparing for Celebrity Big Brother next week. You know, the next couple of minutes are just diary room moments. Isabel's in the diary room crying again about her family and hope that she's making her family proud and hope that she's coming across, you know, as a good person. Kieran is in the diary room bitching about Hannah, about how she's loud, she sings too loud, and like, if you're gonna sing, then like sing at like a good level or whatever the fuck he says. And I'm like, Kieran, can we have a new topic of discussion? Like, we have heard complaints about Hannah singing too loudly and too aggressively the whole fucking season. Like, get used to it. You should be used to it by now, basically, Kieran. Like, you know she's loud. Her and her sister are loud. They sing loud. Why are you still complaining about that? It's the last week. Like, get the fuck over it. This is kind of the final moment of the episode. Everyone is in Rose Cottage now because everyone has migrated over to Rose Cottage. Raph is trying to stir shit up. He's trying to, you know, he's like, this is what we would normally do in Thorn Cottage. They all start having a nice little innocent, you know, fun game of pillow fight. They all start pillow fighting. Meanwhile, Kieran and Tom are like in the bed over there in the corner trying to sleep, being grumpy and mean and angry and shit. So of course, if you're having a pillow fight and someone is in the corner not wanting to be in the pillow fight, you throw the pillows at them, right? You try to fucking annoy them, right? So that's what they do. They throw the pillows at Kieran, and he gets all fucking angry, and he like stands up and he walks over with this big ass pillow and he starts beating Isabel and Raph with the pillow. And it's like, yo, chill. You're a big ass dude. These are little girls, and Raph is like this skinny little guy. Don't fucking go over there and start beating them up with this pillow. It was, once again, aggressive as fuck. And he's like, what? If you want to have a pillow fight, like, let's have a pillow fight. All aggressive. Kieran got some anger issues. So yeah, that's basically all that's happened these past few days in the house. This attic task, secret eviction thing that didn't really happen. So I guess on tonight's episode, we're going to get to see out of Charlotte and Isabel which one is going home. It's going to be a backdoor eviction, and I guess they're going to be doing their exit interview on tomorrow or Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know which day. Obviously, it's going to be Charlotte. Like, come on, like, come on. It's pretty obvious. So Charlotte is going to go home. And then Rylan teased on bots that, like, I think on Wednesday's live show, I don't fucking know, but one of these days coming up before Friday, they're going to do another eviction. It's going to be a double eviction this time. So, you know, they're trying to get them all out there. I guess they're trying to get to the number 5 for the final, which is usually, that seems what they usually have, like 5 people for the final, right? For the final eviction. So if you made it this far, I want to know who you think is going to win the whole shebang. Who do you think is going to go home with the title of this year of Big Brother 2017 winner? Who do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be Raph. I thought it was going to be Raph all the way back when I saw his VT. I literally said Raph is probably going to win this competition. He's probably going to win this show. And he's probably going to win this fucking show. He's probably going to fucking win. He's going to win. I bet he'll win. I bet he wins. I still think Raph is going to win. So who do you think is going to win? Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, you know how it is. These videos are long. I try not to make them long, but they just always turn out so fucking long. My bad. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.